and Jagrative. Jai Masters. Sometimes a single line from a deep being can take you the whole way. There are many of those. One that is absolutely true, the Buddhists teach. They say, work at the root. Work at the root. Why? If you don't work at the root, everything keeps growing, keeps expanding, keeps manifesting. If you work at the root, you don't have to work anywhere else. That's how it works with plants, how it works with everything. So it doesn't mean spiritually work at the root. It's very deep. Let's start with your thoughts. If you want, and I know you don't, but if you want, you can learn how to control your thoughts. You can struggle with them. You can make them purer. You can push away any of the ones that you don't like. You can try to create thought patterns in your mind that are easier to live with. You can be very busy if you haven't noticed. In the Gita, Arjuna said to Krishna, it must be easier to catch the wind than to control the thoughts. Maybe you've noticed that. Okay? But people do it. My personal experience is, for I tried that for a while, that you can do it, but then you have to keep doing it. In other words, you took a manifestation of energy that was manifesting that way. You didn't change that energy. You just used your will, your strength, your power inside to push it away, hold it away, create a space in which the thoughts don't come. But my experience was that if I'd go deep enough in meditation, then I wouldn't be there to hold them back. And they would always pull me back. That's when I had my great understanding of what it meant to work at the root. There is a reason there are those thoughts. Pushing them away is no different than a person who's saying something you don't like and you throw them out of your house. Who knows what they're going to do next? So instead of trying to get rid of your thoughts or purify your thoughts, and I'm not saying you shouldn't do that, there's stages in the path. You work at the root, which is what? Why are the thoughts there? Not, I don't want them to be there. Why are they there? It's like a sickness. I have some sort of a symptom happening around there, right? Put some powder over it. Hide it. Look, I don't have it. Really? I don't think so. You have to go deeper. You have to sit there and say, what is causing this rash? What is causing that to happen? If I get rid of that, what I'm eating wrong, what I've got an allergy to something, then it doesn't be there anymore, and I don't do anything. That's how you know you're working at the root. If you solve it at the root, there's nothing else to do. Ever. So work at the root is very deep. So instead of, I qualify, yes, you're going to work with your thoughts, but I'm talking about going deeper over time. It goes deeper, all right? Instead of messing with your thoughts, I would like you to understand why they are there. Why are they manifesting the way they are? So for example, you just went through a tough divorce. I can guarantee you that's not the end of your relationship with that person. It is going on in your mind on a regular basis. Yes or no? How do I get him out of here? Right? Well, you can do all kinds of things. Or you can find out why, if he or she is not there anymore, outside, why are they in there inside? They're not there. It's silly. And you start to look. And yes, you can fight with your thoughts. You can try to do this. You can do affirmation. You can do all kinds of stuff to try and make your thoughts be okay. Or you can sit there and say, why are those thoughts manifesting as opposed to other thoughts? I've had lots of experience throughout my life. Why are those manifesting? And you're going to find yourself in your heart. The root of the mind is in the heart. And most people have no idea of that, but a yogi understands that. If you meditate deeply, you follow those thoughts down to their source, and you will find that it's your heart. Just like I use the example of a spring. We have beautiful springs out here in Alachua County. If you go to a spring, it bubbles up at the surface. Those are your thoughts. That's not where they come from. Yeah, it is. I'm seeing them. No, they have a source. How do I find the source? Go into the stream. Don't go somewhere else. The stream is a real clue of what the source is, right or wrong. Dive into the flow, and you'll go down, and you will find an opening where it's coming out. the stream is coming out from the aquifer, from whatever it is. You understand that? That's why it's bubbling on the top. If you start trying to stop it at the top, good luck. That's crazy. Just go down to the source. Go to the source. If you follow your thoughts, and you're not able to yet, but if you follow your thoughts down, all of them, not intellectual thoughts, personal thoughts. You know the difference? 2 + 2 is 4. I hate my ex-husband. Those are very, very different. So if you're manifesting personal thoughts, and you are manifesting personal thoughts, all right, if you, instead of fighting them, you try to calmly, openly see where they're coming from. Why is this thought manifested at this time? And it's easy to say, because he hurt me. That's not why the thought is manifested at that time. It's manifested at that time because you haven't gotten over the fact that he hurt you. You haven't handled the hurt that is in your heart. And therefore it's expressing itself through your mind. What's wrong with that? I know it's difficult to live with, but it's natural. If you have something wrong going on inside your body and it manifests outside to show you, tell you, hey, something's wrong here, and this is how I'm expressing that to you, that's a good thing, not a bad thing. If your mind is having trouble, believe it or not, it's a good thing. Why? It's telling you something's wrong. It's a signal. It's a disease. It's a manifestation of something wrong. Your mind should be peaceful. Your mind should be whole all the time. You should have great, beautiful thoughts of solving problems. That's what it's for. If you take a computer and screw your life up by going to the dark web and porn sites and all that kind of stuff, you did that. Poor little computer. It didn't do that. Your mind is empty. Your mind is open. It can go anywhere. What Microsoft used to say, where do you want to go today? That's what your mind says to you. Every one of you have a brilliant mind. I'm not saying you're Einstein, but you're a lot smarter than a possum. You are. You really are. Let's see them take an SAT, okay? Or get the math tables down, right? You have a brilliant mind. What it was meant for is creativity, analysis, not analyzing how do I get someone to like me, not analyze how to get even with this person that hurt me, not analyze, well, I can't handle the fact that we used to be married, we used to eat over here, and then these were my friends, and every time I see them, it freaks me out. I think I need to move to Alaska so I can be okay, right? That's not what your mind is for. It's solving air conditioning problems. Why rocket ships O-rings blow up. It's got a reason. It's a beautiful thing. It's a great thing. You have what's called an abstract mind. You are capable of thinking of a galaxy. A possum is not. The human mind is phenomenal. It's a gift. It's nice to have a calculator, but boy, it's nice that your mind can do it without a calculator. So you have a mind, and that's what it's given to you for. You're the consciousness inside, and you have these tools and implements. You have a body that lets you experience this outside world, otherwise you wouldn't experience it. It has senses that send the message back to you, right? You have a mind that's able to think. But if what it's thinking about is you, because you have problems, you wasted your mind. The personal mind is a complete waste. If you are living your life to try and satisfy your personal mind, what you're saying is, I'm a mess. I'm not going to fix the mess. I have all kinds of clues that I'm a mess, but I'm going to go out there and make you behave, every one of you. You're going to behave the way I need you to behave so you don't mess with my mess. Okay? I'm going to compensate for my problem by traveling, by having a relationship, by doing drugs, by drinking, whatever you want. I don't judge anything because I know what you're doing. Anything you do is because you're a mess. I need to distract myself from a mess. I need to have the outside world, when it comes in through my senses, because it does. See, your body was a gift. It comes into your senses. Sight, touch, smell, taste, right? Hearing. It comes in, but it disturbs you, doesn't it? There are things that can come in that you do, oh my God, help. You didn't just say that. I can't believe you said that. I never thought you would say anything like that. I can't handle that. Ever have that go on in there? What is that telling you? It's telling you, I'm not okay, and you just hit it. You hit my stuff. I always say to you, so you guys say to me, I said, no, it's the vibration of what was meaning. Okay, I want them to say it in a foreign language you don't speak. The insult they just said to you, let's say they say it like that. You laugh. It's not the vibration. It's not this, it's not that. It's the fact that you can't handle that got said. All right? So the question is not, do you want, I mean, you can if you want, but I'll tell you, it doesn't work. You go on out there and try to manipulate every moment that did pass before you. Those are fun. Let's see you change that one. The moment that did pass before you that you didn't like, the moment that is passing before you don't like, and all the ones that might pass before you. Go on, get busy. Get busy using your brilliant mind to try to figure out a strategy and control and manipulation and everything to try and make it so that you can handle the things that are going on inside. Is that not the human life? I call it in the new book, Living Untethered, Beyond the Human Predicament. I'm telling you, that is the human predicament. Everybody's got it. It's like a disease, humanness. Okay? Well, it's not easy to live with, is it? And isn't it true? They say, people nowadays, even kids, have anxiety. Why? Why would you not have anxiety? Look at the job you just took. I have to have the moments that are unfolding in front of me. What everybody's saying, how they think of me. No, it's not just what's happening. Ready? You get anxious if you think they might think that someone else thought that you did something that you don't think you did. Create anxiety? We're in big trouble. So if you're not okay inside, you need to protect yourself from the outside world. That's what you're doing by manipulating it. I'll dress a certain way so you like me. I'll watch my words and say only sweet, nice things so that people like me. I will dress in a way that you are so scared of me that you won't say a word. Okay? Everyone's doing one of those. All right? Plus, I got some weapons over here. You want to know where war comes from? It comes from that. I'm not okay. Step back. You will be the way I want you to be. Or wait till you see what happens to you. We used to say hellfire and damnation. Now we say shock and awe. Just wait till you see what happens to you if you don't do what I want you to do. That's the human predicament. What's the root? What's the root of war? What's the root of divorce? What's the root of hate? What's the root of all of it? I'm not okay inside. And I need you all, meaning everybody, to behave in a way that doesn't make it worse in there. And maybe, rarely, behave in a way that makes it better. If you come up to me and say, oh my God, I've never told you. We've been together all through school and college since kindergarten. I've had such a crush on you. You're the most beautiful person I've ever met, but I've been too shy to tell you. All right? And it's like, how you doing? I just think you walk on water. You're so beautiful. Okay? Tend to do a little bit better. The question is, are you okay inside? If you are okay inside, the outside is fine. It is what it is. You came down for a visit to the planet Earth. Don't worry, not stay very long. People ask me, why do you always talk about this size of the universe? Are you kidding me? Please, once, maybe you're ripe to listen this time, right? You are sitting in one spot on a planet that 1.3 million of the planets fit inside the sun. And you care what's happening on that spot. That is pretty far out. And there are 300 billion stars in your galaxy, and your sun is one, and you care about what? How did you get so lost? Isn't that hilarious? Go drop down on Mars. Dirt. You get bored pretty quick. Drop down on any other planet. We have the Hubble out there. We have the James Webb. We're looking all over. We ain't seen an amoeba. We ain't seen nothing. There may be something somewhere else. I'm not saying that, all right? But we ain't seen nothing, okay? If you drop down on any of those, like every single galaxy has hundreds of billions of stars. And now we find out the stars have planets. Way more than what we thought. There's trillions of planets out there. Go drop down on one and see how long you last. You'll get so bored, you don't even want to live. Why would you want to live? There's nothing happening. You drop down on a planet that every single second there's things happening. Where? Everywhere. Not in the desert. Of course there is. There's scorpions, there's cacti. Every single place, deep under the ocean, every single place on this planet, there's something going on. There's nothing going on anywhere else. You won the lottery at a level that's incomprehensible. You won 64,000 lotteries in a row. How can you not be okay to drop down on God's idea of Disney World? There's things to do. There's people. There's languages. There's variety. There's all kinds of stuff going on, isn't there? All the time. everywhere. And you're only here for a few years. Oh no, yes, it's just a few years. How long are you going to live? 80, 90, 100? The planet's been here for what? 4.5 billion years. How does your 100 years compare to that? So you don't have any problems except for you. You have decided if you burped in my presence, that means you don't respect me. You did that. If you're on Mars and you hear a burp, you'll find out where it came from. And here you have everything going on. And you create hell for yourself. That's the personal mind. That's not the mind. The mind can do anything. If it can do anything, why are you doing that? Why are you using your mind to decide what bothers you? And then being bothered by it. If someone burps in your presence and you feel insulted, 2 years later, if you see that person, you avoid them. Or you say something. Hey, burper. You did that. That's what you chose to do with that brilliant mind that has memory and intellect and logic. You decided it's logical to be upset because somebody burped. Or because in a city and there's an elevator, there's people waiting, it's already very crowded, and some idiot held the door open for 2 more people to walk in. That will bother me for the rest of the day. I'll tell everybody, it's an idiot. That's the personal mind. It's still a computer. It's still mine. It's what you chose to do with it. Okay? Why? Why would you do that with this brilliant, brilliant mind? What kind of a thing is that to do? You do it because your heart can't handle things that happen. It hurts in the heart. It gets personal. It just does something, doesn't it? The heart's is your heart sensitive? Most of you don't know it because you stay so far away from the thing that you don't even know it's there. You get lost in your intellect or lost in your preferences and so on. Your heart is like of the finest instrument that was ever created. You think your mind is great? I do this in the new book. Your heart is way greater than your mind. Your heart is like an entire orchestra that was put in there that can play all kinds of vibrations at different times. It can play the funeral march. Dun, 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 dun. You ever feel it? Ever felt it? It can just get so low, and it can play the rites of spring. Yes or no? Yes? Has your heart ever gone so high you can't even handle it? It's so beautiful. You would do anything to experience that again? Has it ever gone so low you would do anything to not have to experience that? Yes or no? That's your heart. That's your heart. That's just like your mind was given to you, just like your body was given to you. This heart was given to you. But you know what? You can't handle it. There are lots of orchestra pieces that your heart can play. No, you're not going to play that. So what happens? You suppress it. You push it away. And when you push it away, now that's what I really want to talk about. We're talking about the root. Now we're working toward the root. That root is why your mind keeps talking. Why? There's energy that needed to express itself through your heart. Totally natural. I mean, sadness is natural? I thought yogis are in ecstasy. They're in ecstasy about the sadness. They're in ecstasy because they're experiencing something, because they're not on Mars, because they have a heart, and this is the note it's playing now. You know what that does? I asked Ramakrishna, I told you, I love that he said that. Great, fully enlightened master, intoxicated with God. They asked him once, does an enlightened being ever feel anger? You know what he said? Yes. But it's like riding on water. What's the difference? Something comes in, the heart expresses this vibration, this powerful vibration, right? Right? Strong vibration, all right? Like the overture of 1812, right? Or the peaks of some of these great pieces, all right? It comes up and it passes right through. You experience it. You don't touch it. You don't like it or not like it. It's just a feeling. It's just an expression of energy, isn't it? It's just, there it is. It's a music note, all right? So what? If it passes right through, you don't have to do anything about it. You can't handle anger. So what do? You can't handle it, so your mind starts thinking about what to do about it. Don't you? What am I going to say? What should I do? Should I accept this? Oh my God, I can't believe he did that. I'll beat the heck out of him. You can't handle the vibration. Therefore, You try to push it away. Therefore, your intellectual mind, your brilliant mind, is being used for this ridiculous thought pattern, which says, what do I need to do to manipulate the world so I don't have to live with what I can't handle? It's embarrassing, isn't it? What do I need to do to manipulate you and everything else so that I can handle what I can't handle? All right, that's not like riding on water. That's like carving in steel. I know people that things happened to them 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, and it's still the center of their life. They're still making decisions based on the fact that I can't handle that. It decides who I married, or if I ever marry again. Heck no, I'm going to marry again. That's ridiculous. Because you can't handle things, that's not a reason to live your life based on what you can't handle. Then what do? Learn to handle it. Oh my God. That's working at the root, isn't it? The root of the problem is not that I had a divorce. The root of the problem is not that I got fired. The root of the problem is not that I'm getting older and I look in the mirror and don't like what I see. That is not the root of my problem, is it? The root of my problem is I can't handle reality. Did you get divorced? Yes. How long ago? 5 years ago. Did it actually happen? Yes. Can you handle it? No. Then you're in trouble. Okay? Was it like riding on water? It just went right through. That's pretty funny. It was like carving in steel. It left scars. Didn't it leave scars? That's why it's still there. There is nothing in there that can get scarred. It's not like concrete in there. There's no flypaper. There's nothing holding anything inside your mind or your heart. It's all be here now. That's the natural state, all right? Except for your will. Because you're using your will to resist it, that's what makes it stay. I'm telling you, it's empty in there. It's anything you want it to be. It's a total blank slate. And it's experiencing the moments that are coming in. And they're awesome. And they cause the heart to naturally play a certain song, and the mind will naturally think certain things while it's happening. It's going through, all right? It doesn't leave scars. There are no scars in there. What's trauma? A really serious thing that you really couldn't handle. That's a traumatic experience. I can't handle this. I suppress it. But suppression, what I just said, it's using your will. Freud talked about, I love Freud. So Freud said, just what I talked about, things happen, they come inside, and you can't handle them. Who can't handle them? You. I mean you. You who's in there. Are you in there? Are you in there? Is it true that things can come in that you can't handle? What do you do with them? You push them away. You use your will to say, not on my watch. Yes, you came in, but you ain't coming all the way in. If somebody says something really mean to you and insulting, do you let it in as far as when you're hugging and someone's saying, I love you so much. Oh my God, you're my whole life. That goes a little deeper, doesn't it? Ever have an experience that you said, it touched me to the depth of my being? Have you ever had an experience that touched you to the depth of your being? That's the right thing to say. It touched you to the depth of your being. Nothing interfered. You were completely open. Nothing resisted it. And it went back and merged into your consciousness. This whole energy from the outside came in and made it not just through you, but into you. You became a greater being. The ocean is greater because the rivers flow into it. It's feeding it. Everything that happens, that comes in, that you don't resist, that touches you to the depth of your being, makes you a greater being. If you saw a sunset that was so beautiful that it blew your mind, meaning blew your personal mind, went away, it's boom, it was strong enough, and it came in and touched the depth of your being, you say, it was like a spiritual experience. Why? It made it all the way back to you, and now you're experiencing the self. You're experiencing who you are, instead of resisting the experience, in which case you're experiencing the experience. Because you held on to it. You kept it. And then you start thinking about what do I do about it. So now it's still the experience. It's the same thing. Root was the fact that you couldn't handle it. Now everything you're thinking about it is a leaf and a branch. It goes out from there because you couldn't handle it. If you could handle it, you would just come in and imagine you're so high. Oh, I can't even talk about it. You're so high that every single experience that comes in is like that beautiful sunset.
You mean it's beautiful? No, a storm does that. Oh my God. Blew me away. The power was so great. Mayuk Shakti, they gave us the Durga statue, brought it over from India in the late 70s, or she passed some years ago. She once said to me, she was very, very proper person. All she did was mantras and did very pure, purest person I ever met. And she never talked personally about anything about herself. But we were very close. And she once said to me, Miki, I said, yes, mother. She says, don't you just love when they yell at you? There's so much energy. Isn't there? But you resist it, don't you? You resist it because you can't handle it. And therefore it's blocked down in your heart. I know what you said to me. I'll never forget that. Don't you dare talk to me like that. Oh boy, you got some stuff in there, don't you? All right? And then the mind will think all the time about what to do about it, what to know about it, so blah, 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 blah. Why? Because the energy needs to express itself. It's real. It came in. It needs to pass through. What if you saw that beautiful, beautiful sunset when you're with your beloved person, significant other, and during the midst of that sunset, they turned to you and said, God, this is a wonderful time to tell you I'm leaving. I feel so open, and I never feel that way around you. And so I met somebody else that owns the house over there that overlooks the sunset. That's why I drove you by here. So now you can appreciate what I'm doing, right? Okay, I'm telling you, every sunset you see from then on, you get depressed. Because you won't let it in. Right? You stored this negative thing in your heart, and now anything that happens stimulates it, and it comes back up, and you start having thoughts about everything. Take a breath. Is that not true? It is not meant to be that way. It's not just like your body's meant to be healthy. But it's not always healthy. Yeah, but it's almost always healthy. If I took every person on this planet, and I took every breath they ever took from birth, what percentage of the time that they take breaths is their body healthy? It's enormous. But we only focus on when it's not. But the body was made. Is the body made to be healthy? Is there anything about your body that kind of proves that it was meant to be healthy? Like the entire immune system? Gee, that's a nice one to have, isn't it? If you cut yourself, does it heal itself? Within reason. If you think your body was meant to be healthy, where do you find out what your mind and your heart were meant to be? They're meant to be filled with love, filled with creativity and inspiration and great thoughts, developing air conditioning and rocket ships and studying science, and it's neat stuff. And you're capable of doing it. You're the only species capable of doing it. But what happens is, if you can't handle what's coming in, you push that down. Everything you don't like, you push down, and you store it inside your heart. And it doesn't want to be there. And the natural immune system of the heart pushes it up. They come up in your dreams. They come up when you see something that reminds you of them. All those emotions come flying. It comes flying up inside of you. That's because the heart is trying to purify. It is like the natural immune system of your body. The heart cannot have that energy stored down there. It can't feel love. It can't be open. It can't appreciate the sunset because she left you during the sunset. What should it have been like? Well, the sunset was an amazing experience. Then she left me. She dumped me. Oh my God, the pain was unbelievable. It was so amazing. The separation, right? Of going from the great joy and feeling tremendous pain. What an instrument that the heart can feel those things and take those things, right? If you can do that, then it's like riding on water. It did not happen. You were okay that it happened. Your consciousness was willing to appreciate, accept, honor the pain, the joy, the loss, the death, the birth. Why? Because their life. Their life. Not my life. I don't want people dying that I love. Too bad. Because people die. And I hope you love them. Otherwise you can decide, and people do this. I won't be able to handle your death. So I have to close my heart from you a little bit. I'm sorry. You know I can't handle this. So I have to step back. Wow. I can't handle your sickness. I can't handle the fact that you're sick. Because I loved you so much. I need to take that love away. Whoa. Yeah, that sounds intense. I know people have done that. You understand that? You do that. I need to protect myself from you. Because I love you. Whoa. Now we're getting real, aren't we? As opposed to now I get to love you like this. Now I get to love that you're bringing this experience to me. And I feel all these different things coming up inside of me that I never felt before. Thank you. It's called being open, isn't it? The heart wants to be open, doesn't it? How do you feel when your heart's open? Then why do you close it? The heart does not close itself. You close it. You close it by not being able to handle the things it's expressing, releasing. In the new book, Living Untethered, I dare to use the following example. Have any of you ever seen the play or the movie Romeo and Juliet? Isn't it a joy? Isn't it fun? Not exactly. But many people go back for seconds and thirds and tell everybody the following: oh my God, it was so sad. It was so sad. I felt such pain in my heart. Come on, let's go together. It's one of the most famous plays ever written. And look at that. So you are able to handle that vibration. And you're able to see the beauty in that vibration. Aren't you? But not if it happens to you. That's not how you would feel if it happened to you, is it? Okay? So now you're catching on what it means to work at the root. The root is your heart. The root is, if you can't handle energies and you push them away, they're getting stored in your energy flow. They're getting stored in your heart. You can't open your heart now because of fear, because of this, because of that. Because you're not willing to accept. You're not willing to accept what happened. Forget you're not willing to accept what's happening. You know that. You're not willing to accept what might happen. You know that. You can't accept what happened. Are there events that happen in your life that you don't accept? If you can't handle what already happened, you're in trouble because it's not going to change. I tell you, even if they come back from high school when they bullied you and apologize, not enough. It doesn't, right? You say, okay, now there's this, but that still was. I still can't handle what you did, but I'll forgive you. That's not. If you have to say, I forgive you, you don't forgive them. Forgiveness is when you sit there and say, I can handle what happened. It's a personal thing. It has nothing to do with a person. I can handle what happened. I was silly to not have handled it. I was young in high school, wasn't as evolved as I am now. I can handle that people are the way they are. Period. However it is. That's how it is. Everybody's different. And so I can handle it by releasing the core that I stored down there. I was not able to handle reality. What's reality? I do it in a new book. I define surrender as follows. Surrender is the ability to accept reality. Then it next sentence says, well, what's reality? That which already happened. Oh, I don't have to think about reality. I don't have to think about it. It happened. All right. Can you accept it? That's what surrender is. If you can work at the root at that level, it's over. You have to struggle with your mind. You have to struggle with relationships. You have to struggle with anything. Nothing has to be a certain way because you learn to handle things that come in. How would you like to be able to handle everything that ever happened to you? What do you think Be Here Now means? You all love Ram Dass, right? I remember when, because I was around in the 60s and Be Here Now came out. And this is what Be Here Now meant to everybody. What are you doing? I'm being here now. There's a pillow. I'm being here now. All right. In other words, I'm there then in my mind, and I'm trying to focus to make myself be here now. Be here now is the natural state of your being. There's nothing you have to do to be here now. Where else would you be? And the answer is in your mind and in your stored blockages inside your heart. That's where else you would be. Lost inside your psyche. There's no other place to be. The moment that's happening in front of you is the only moment that's happening in front of you. So be here now is where you are when you didn't store all this garbage inside. And that's where the great masters are. That's what it means to be enlightened. Enlightened doesn't mean you go off to a mountain somewhere and don't deal with anything. Enlightened means you can live right here in the reality of what's unfolding in front of you, and no matter what it is, you are fine. It passes right through, and you enjoy and appreciate the whole thing that's happening. That's the job, which is reality is unfolding in front of me. Why can't I handle it? And so we're going deep. So the root is the fact that you can't handle things, isn't it? If you could your husband comes home, he had a rough day at work, husband or wife, rough day at work, You were just all excited, waiting to feel romantic and have a nice evening. And they come rushing in through the door, don't even say hello to you, go into the bedroom, slam the door, and that's that. Didn't even say hello, didn't do a single thing. How you doing? Well, it doesn't feel good. Is it like riding on water? Whoa! A little twister just came through. Wow! That sure messed my heart up. It's beautiful, right? Comes in, rushes through, and it passes through. And you go about your business. And then he or she comes out of the thing. You can have a nice evening. The first words out of your mouth is, how dare you come thundering through this room? There's no need to say that. Your mind doesn't say that. You don't not say it even though the mind said to do it. People talk to me about that. Well, I shouldn't be like that. I don't want to be like that. Yeah, it's too bad you are. And it's very nice that you try to raise it. I'm telling you, if you can handle what happened, that doesn't go on in your mind. You know, a good example? Weather. A hurricane comes through, or a tornado. Hurricane's good. Wipes out houses, things, floods. All right, that's that day. What's it like the next day? Total blue skies, sun shining, quiet, really fresh because it washed everything away, right? It doesn't say I'm sorry. Nature doesn't say I'm sorry, does it? I'm asking you to be deep here. You're the same. You're higher than nature. You're the highest expression of divinity on this earth. Things can pass through. You can handle them. I know you can't right now. Okay? Then you start your spiritual journey. But understand your spiritual journey is not about attracting to yourself that which you want to happen so you're okay even though you're not. It's not about learning to do mantras that can get a nice husband or a nicer house. Or it's not about that. I'm sorry. We talk about laws of attraction and manifestation. What are you trying to manifest? That which will make me feel better. Why don't you feel good to start with? Why do you need to have things to compensate for the fact that you're not okay? I'm lonely. What's wrong with trying to attract somebody? No, nothing. Absolutely nothing. I want to know why you're lonely. You're lonely because you're blocked. Because I'm telling you, you ain't lonely. You're so filled with love you can't even see straight. It pours inside of you. Wave your hand across your heart. It'll burst open anytime. All the time. You're a very great being. There's no one has ever existed that's greater than you are. That's what's inside of you. But you blocked it by shoving the stuff that you can't handle down inside your psyche. And now your psyche, your self-concept, your ego is made out of the stuff you couldn't handle. I'm the one that doesn't like this. I'm the one that likes this. I'm the one that wishes this would happen. I'm the one that can make this happen. That's who your I is. So the root, ultimately, I said the root was in the heart, is deeper than that. The root is that you can't handle things. If you can handle things, it will be like riding on water. Anything comes in. Not good, not bad, not right, not wrong. It just passes through you. You're here, you're present. And you're always feeling love. You're always feeling love. But what if something terrible happens? You mean like Romeo and Juliet? Everything has its beauty. Everything has its place. You're talking yin and yang. That's what I was talking to you about. Everything is what it is. That's not the problem. The problem is you can't handle it. So it's the solution. Learn to handle it. That's the only solution. If the problem is you're allergic to bananas and you have rashes all over, well, what's the solution? How do I make it look good? Stop eating bananas. The problem is that you can't handle things. Does that make sense to you? Do you see that? There's lots of things you can handle. You can handle almost everything. I once taught you that. You are 99.99% enlightened. Every single one of you. Do you understand how many things come in through your senses at any given moment? The trees, the wind, the weather, the cars, the people. You can handle it just fine. Unless one particular car drives by. Or you are planning your birthday party outside and it looks cloudy, even one cloud. Oh no. If you don't have anything going about it, you handle it just fine. But if you did something in your mind to formulate what we call preferences, what are your preferences? The fact that I can't handle things and I prefer that you and everybody else behave in a way that doesn't disturb what I can't handle and maybe makes me feel better about what I can't handle. I've always felt insecure. I never felt anybody could really love me. I just can't believe the way you're treating me. It's like, I almost really believe that you love me, and I never ever thought that I could ever believe anyone would love me.
In other words, my relationship with you is based on the garbage that's stored inside of me. I'm in relationship with you because I suppressed everything my whole life, and what mommy did and what daddy did and what Uncle George did, and therefore I never was able to open up mine, and have bullied me in high school. High school was a tough one, wasn't it? All right, nowadays it's probably junior high. But net result is there's all kinds of social garbage going on, right? In other words, you built all this garbage inside of you, and you think people don't like you, so if somebody comes up and they help to compensate for that, you marry them. My argument is, and I used to teach this before, I just am afraid to now, right? My argument is, if the relationship works, like you think it will, then you won't feel the insecurity and the lack of love. But that was the reason you got into the relationship. Divorce time. You're just not turning me on the way you used to. It's not the same thing when I see you. Of course it's not. They changed, you changed. In other words, it worked. And usually it doesn't work anyways. So that really does anyway. So you lose either way. You need to see where you're coming from. And where you're coming from is your problems. I loved my job until they told me they could give me the corner office, and then somebody else came in and gave them the corner office. Okay, how do you feel about your job now? Insulted? I used to love coming to work, now I hate it. Give me a break. What do you care what office you're in? You did that. You ruined your relationship, you ruined your job, you ruined everything. I'm a musician, and I was playing gigs. I played one gig. They got up and walked out. I guess I'm not a musician. Right? What are you doing? Hear me? You have made a royal mess of your life, have you not? And don't tell me that the outside world did it. The outside world's way out there. It's just going about its business. It's just unfolding its natural way. People are the sum of their learned experiences. So that's what you got to meet you. Hi, some of your learned experiences. No, seriously. Hi, some of your learned experiences. Guess what? I don't know you because I don't know your experiences. I had my own experiences. Therefore, you are not anything like me, and you will never be anything like me, and I love it. Getting to know you, getting to know all about you. Not, oh my God, you're the person I've been looking for my whole life. No, they're not. There's no way in the world they are. You don't know a single, but I've been dating for 3 months. You don't know a single thing about that person, and you never will. Because they're having different experiences all day and their whole life, and you're having different experiences. That's not a relationship. You're perfect for me. You're the one I dreamt. I told you once. If they come to you and literally say, since I was little, I dreamt of you. I know that. Run. Because you are not that. They are not that. You're projecting yourself onto them. And it's not going to work. You know why? Because they're projecting themselves onto you. That's why relationships are so hard. Relationships are not hard. Not hard at all. Here's a relationship. There's 8.3 billion people on the planet Earth. I am not going to get to know them all. I can tell you that right now. But you're in my house. You happen to live in my house. I'll get to know you. And guess what? It's going to be very healthy for me. Why? Because I'm going to have to let go of me to get to know you. I have to let go of my concepts, hopes, dreams, preferences, everything. I cannot believe I married you. We didn't live together first, and you actually don't put the cap back on the toothpaste. I've never met anybody who didn't put the cap back on the toothpaste. My mother always said, don't hang out with people, don't even bother to put the cap back on the toothpaste. And now I find out I married you, and that cap is not on that toothpaste. That's what you do. Isn't it? About everything. You can't have a relationship like that. The relationship is as follows. I'm carrying around the garbage that I didn't get rid of during the course of my life. That's what they mean, the sum of your learned experiences. You're not the sum of your learned experiences. You're the consciousness that is experiencing what it's like to have these sum of your learned experience that you stored in there. They're over. You don't need to carry them, but you did. Okay? So now I have devoted myself to a relationship with you. I know you are not who I think you are. Period. That's not what it's about. That's not why I'm in this relationship. And I know that I don't expect that you will be every way I need you to be so that I'm okay, even though I'm full of it. I'm in this relationship to get rid of me. That's a relationship. That's a holy relationship. That's a spiritual relationship.
Not all this new agey stuff. All right? I'm in this relationship because I know you're going to hit my stuff. There's no way you're not going to hit my stuff. Why? Because I have stuff. And I'm not going to manipulate you so you don't hit my stuff, because then I keep my stuff. I have committed myself to this relationship, and what that means is that if something hits inside of me that causes a disturbance in my heart or my mind, I will use this relationship to let that go. That's what it means to be committed. Whoa, that's a little deep in it. You better watch your marriage vows. Because that's what a relationship is. You're here to go to God. You're not here to get married. People get married all the time. They get divorced all the time. And when you die, you're not taking the marriage with you. Okay? So you don't live like that. You're great beings. You understand the root of the problem is just I couldn't handle things. Not the root of the problem because they happen. Nope. The root problem is I couldn't handle them. Now, there's a good time to say, if you practice handling them, that's your work. It doesn't mean you don't deal with it outside. If you go there and the cap is off the toothpaste, but the toothpaste is all over the sink, and so on, you let go first. You first let go. I don't want to carry inside of me something that can stop me from loving this person over a stupid toothpaste tube. Period. I ain't doing it. Wow, I like you. I like you if you ain't doing it. You're a great being, aren't you? Right? You're not throwing away love over a toothpaste tube. So what do? First you let go. Then what? There's nothing wrong with then kindly, lovingly sitting there saying, hey, look at this. But if it happens again, it happens again, right? But there's nothing wrong with dealing with things after. What I don't want you doing is dealing with things because you can't handle you. My reaction to this is that I couldn't handle it. And so I'm going to try and manipulate the world. That's karma. You know, you changed energy outside because of the disturbance you have inside. That's what karma is built from. That's going to come back. If I can't handle what you said and I yell at you and I never talk to you again, believe me, it's coming back. If instead I let go and I can handle that this bothered me because I have problems, otherwise it's life on the planet Earth, isn't it? I let it go. Now I can deal with the situation. Not deal with me because I couldn't handle the situation. That's the highest thing I ever want to teach you. And I'm telling you, you're doing it all the time. I'm not dealing with the situation. I'm dealing with me, that I couldn't handle the situation, so I'm trying to change the situation so I can handle it. As opposed to, I handled it, is there something I can do to raise the situation? Something I can do that's to the benefit of the person, to the benefit of anything, as opposed to the benefit of me. All right? But we don't live like that, do we? Because we can't handle things. It's all down to the root. I can't handle things. Fine, I got 1 minute left, and I'll tell you how to handle things. Because that's all it takes. You want to study all these difficult techniques and all this kind of great, have fun. And it's good. Welcome. It distracts you from yourself. It's wonderful. Here's how you handle a situation. You handle it. Well, what if it happens and a guy cuts me off? He cuts me off and it beeps at me after he cut me off. I can't handle that. Well, I understand that a reaction comes up inside, such as anger, like Ramakrishna said. How about if you relax? Now, people misunderstand me. They think relax means that the energy that's coming up that is disturbing has to relax. Not a chance in the world. Anger feels like anger. It will never not. Jealousy feels like jealousy. It will never not. Insecurity feels like insecurity. They are things. The nature of insecurity is the nature of insecurity. You're not sitting there saying, I'll handle it when it stops being like that. See the difference? You relax. You who's in there resisting the fact that jealousy feels like jealousy, or that anger feels like anger, that insecurity feels like insecurity. Somebody's in there experiencing that. From the moment it starts, relax and fall back. I want to push it away. No, relax and fall back. What will happen? It will be like riding on water. If you don't resist it, it will come in and pass through. And now you just handled it. That's all it takes to handle it? Handling it is all it takes to handle it? Yeah, I think so. 1 = 1. You have the right to relax. You have hands in there that can push things around, don't you? And you think you're supposed to do that to make yourself be okay. That is just totally the wrong direction. You want to be okay? Handle reality. Handle what's going on. Then deal with it. It's not that you don't deal with it, but you don't deal with it to try to make your mess be okay. You can't manipulate the world to make yourself be okay. Why? The very fact that you want to do it means you're not okay. You don't manipulate the white lines. Most of the time you don't manipulate the weather or the trees you're driving by or the people who are walking by the street. You have to manipulate them to be okay. You only have to manipulate the things that you're not okay with. Well, maybe that's your work, to learn to be okay. That is your work. That is your spiritual work. That's your evolution. So as you relax and release, relax and release. If you're not resisting, the opposite of resistance is relaxation. What do they tell you in a yoga asana when it gets tight? Relax through it, don't they? Relax through it. A massage, when they hit the spot that hurts. You don't get up and yell and hit them. I swear to God, you say, there, right, oh my God, you got it now, right there. That's what you do inside with yourself. You relax through it. You won't be able to do it right away. So start with simple things, like the driver in front of you. I always teach the same thing. Driver in front of you bothers you, don't they? They didn't use their blinker, they're driving slower, they're cutting you off, right? Okay? You can handle that. It comes and goes. Make it come and go. Let it come and go. Relax through it. The weather. It's raining. I don't want it to be raining. Relax through it. I beg you, learn to work with yourself, to raise yourself by releasing reality. Let it pass. Like I said, it doesn't mean you don't deal with things. You just don't deal with them because you can't handle them. By all means, deal with them. Do your best to help them, not to help you. That's called service. At that point, you're serving everything instead of serving yourself. All right? So eventually, that's who you are. Everything comes in, you handle it, and you've been the most beautiful person in the world. Why? Because every moment that passes before you is better off because it did. I told you, the highest life you can live. Every moment, not some big charity thing you did. Every moment that passes before you is better off because it passed before you. That'd be a nice way to live in it. But you have to be done with yourself. That's what Christ always said, die to be reborn, didn't it? That's what Ramdas said, becoming nobody. You become empty inside so that you're full. You become empty of you, and I tell you, you'll be filled with Shakti. It will just pour inside of you all the time. The rush of holy waters, constantly. All right, now you understand working at the root? The root, when I started talking, I said the root is in the heart. No, the only reason the root's in the heart is because you couldn't handle things. So the real root is that you couldn't handle things, isn't it? Because if you could handle them, it's over. It's over. You're a great being. Just there's nothing but pure light coming out of your whole being. All right? Work on these things. Jaggerative.